This story was sent to me by Adrian Thomas, and let me tell you something right now. Y'all are not going to believe what y'all about to hear, because I couldn't believe it when I opened up the article. I thought maybe it was some kind of a hoax, but it is indeed true. So in this picture right here, you see some women, and they are dressed like nuns. That's because they are nuns. Now, what has happened here is probably has probably shook the whole entire Catholic community to its core right now. So apparently these nuns, I'm not saying that the ones right here in the picture, they went to a missionary in Africa. They said it was two of them. Not necessarily these two, it could be in this picture. But it said two nuns went to a missionary in Africa. And they both came back pregnant. Oh, shit. Oh, they went over there and was tricking. They went over there and lift them robes up. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta talk about this. But it doesn't surprise me, because it has been known that a lot of palm-colored women go over to these majority black countries to go get their you-know-what on, because they can't get it here in the States. Like, a lot of times when they be going on them group trips, going to like any of those Caribbean islands like Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Lucia, and all of them, a lot of them are going over there to get their BBC. It's not a surprise. But I think the shocker is the fact that it was two nuns. I think that was the thing right there. I think that's the part that got everybody. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have not read one lick of this article yet. So this is going to be brand new to you and me. So let's get into it. It could be just a miracle, but the Catholic Church is investigating how two nuns became pregnant while on separate missionary trips in Africa. Well, it's really not hard to figure out how they got pregnant if you know how the pregnancy thing works. I know I'm being facetious right now, but it's the fact that these are supposed to be women that have given their entire bodies to God, to Christ, and to not give their body over to another mortal man. But I guess they decided that they were going to drop all that shit that day. They probably saw something that God didn't have, or at least their God didn't have. And they was astounded. They had a real coming to Jesus moment at that point. It says the two women who belonged to two different orders in Sicily, Italy, both became pregnant while visiting their home countries. One woman, a mother superior, discovered her pregnancy while working with fallen women and their children and left Italy for her country of Madagascar, the ASNA report said. The second woman complained of stomach pains upon her return to Italy and discovered via an ultrasound that she too was pregnant. So it sounds like to me that at least that woman was fucking over there, unprotected, and probably thought that whoever she was messing with pulled out, but didn't. Both women are unsurprisingly expected to leave the order to raise their children. The church announced that the investigation will prioritize the welfare of the children over the nuns' violation of chastity vows. Earlier this year, Pope Francis spoke about widespread abuse in the Catholic Church, including sexual abuse of nuns by male members of the clergy, calling it a serious, grave problem. Listen, this is just this is rather poetic. I'm curious though, who are the men that they went over there and got pregnant by? Because I don't know if I want to believe that they went over there in a missionary with the male clergy. I want to think that they went over there and got it in with one of them locals, maybe a few of them, Because at the end of the day, they are still women and they still have sexual needs and desires. They may have given their life and body to Christ, but God damn it, they said they need something a little bit more physical and not too spiritual. Oh my God. Literally, this is wild. Okay? Like, has anybody who's listening to this ever heard of something like this happening before? Have you ever heard of a story where nuns have gone to a missionary in Africa or anywhere and got pregnant? Of course, they have no other choice but to leave the order. They ain't gonna let them stay because they broke the vows. That's like a cardinal sin. But I'm gonna say it like this: if you as a woman are a freak, don't try to become a nun. You will be stressed out. Okay? Stressed. That means you can't you can't get pleasure from another man willingly, and you can't even pleasure yourself. The same goes for the men. That's probably why there's a lot of stuff going on in that Catholic Church, quiet as it's kept, because they can't have any type of relations, sexual wise. But they left where they were in Italy to get their, their fix while on a missionary. They had to leave a whole nother country and a whole nother continent to go to the continent in another country. It said their home country in Madagascar. So it makes me wonder, are these nuns, are they the ones that, they said they're from there. So are they black or what? That's the part that kind of has me right there too. That doesn't negate the girls trip thing that I was talking about. That doesn't negate that, because we know that happens. But yeah, I can't wait to read the comments behind this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.